Once upon a time in a small, bustling village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a wise and gentle teacher named Mrs. Anderson. She had a special fondness for one of her students, a cute and curious girl named Sarah. Sarah was the kind of student who always had a sparkle in her eyes and a question on her lips. Her curiosity was boundless, and she was eager to learn about the world around her. Every day, she would arrive at school with a wide grin, ready to soak up knowledge like a sponge. One sunny morning, as Mrs. Anderson was preparing for the day's lessons, she noticed Sarah sitting at her desk, looking unusually downcast. She approached her with a gentle smile and asked, "What's troubling you today, Sarah?" Sarah sighed and looked up at her teacher. "Mrs. Anderson, I was wondering about something last night, and I can't figure it out. Why is the moon sometimes big and round, and other times it's just a tiny sliver in the sky?" Mrs. Anderson smiled, recognizing this as a perfect teaching moment. She said, "Sarah, that's an excellent question. The moon appears to change shape because of its position in relation to the Earth and the Sun. It's called the lunar phases. Would you like me to explain it to you and the class?" With enthusiasm, Sarah nodded, and the entire class gathered around as Mrs. Anderson began her lesson. She used drawings and simple explanations to make it easy for the children to understand. Sarah's eyes lit up as she grasped the concept, and she couldn't wait to share this newfound knowledge with her friends and family. From that day on, Sarah's curiosity only grew stronger, and she asked questions about everything, from the stars in the sky to the creatures in the forest. Mrs. Anderson never grew tired of her inquiries. Instead, she encouraged her to seek answers and explore the world around her. As the years passed, Sarah's love for learning flourished, and she became a respected scientist, contributing to the understanding of the natural world. Mrs. Anderson's patient guidance and nurturing had helped her become the person she was meant to be. One day, as Sarah stood in front of a packed auditorium, about to deliver a groundbreaking lecture on astronomy, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude. She began her speech by saying, "I owe all that I am today to a wise and caring teacher who taught me to never stop asking questions." Mrs. Anderson, now a proud grandmother, sat in the audience, her eyes filled with tears of joy. She had always known that Sarah was destined for greatness, but she was most proud of the kind, curious, and humble person she had become. The moral of this story is that a good teacher doesn't just impart knowledge but also nurtures curiosity and encourages students to ask questions. Through their guidance, they can help students discover their passions and reach their full potential, making a lasting impact on their lives.